Thank you for joining me live on tonight. Really, it's early in the morning. Thank you so much for being with me on today. I am so glad to be with you. This is the holiday season. So many things are going on. And for many of you, so many things are going wrong. But you have to make up in your mind on this holiday season that you're not going to let anything interrupt your season, because usually if you've been with a narcissist long enough to know that that holiday season to them means nothing, many of them going to make sure that you're miserable during this holiday season. They're going to make sure that none of the attention goes to you. It doesn't matter what they have to fabricate, what they have to do. And so you that been involved in this for a while, know that you're going to have to make up in your mind that I am not going to allow anything to interrupt the holiday season, because sometimes the narcissists know that the holidays usually divert the attention away from them. And so what they do, they become the mastermind of the attention, and they make up problems, incidents, especially the covert narcissist, very good and very skilled at doing this. But first of all, I want to thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you for your emails, and I want to uh, uh, really wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. And I pray that this is one of your best ones yet. And to do this, you may have to be a little bit more wiser than you were the last year, because many narcissists hate holidays. It takes the attention away from them. And when it takes the attention away from them, they don't get to interrupt or cause a devaluation into your holidays. And so what happened is the narcissist, the happier you are, the more torment they receive. And so a tortured narcissist is a miserable narcissist. And so what the narcissist does, if you go to a party, you will notice that the narcissist is just getting all of the attention. They make sure that none of the attention comes to you. The narcissist makes sure that you are miserable as you can get. That's what the narcissist does. So let's talk about the things that happen on a holiday time when the narcissist is miserable, because you're getting all of the attention, because people are coming to you, they're giving you gifts, and you go to work and there you have the trading of the gifts, and they're angry because none of those gifts have their name on it. It has your name on it. And something inside of them really just makes them miserable, like they're holes inside of them. And so happiness is something they can't properly identify with. And if it is, it's something that done happened with the supply. And the supply has given them especially new supply. Now, the new supply during the holidays, you may get the somatic narcissist, but sometimes the covert narcissist will give them gifts. And the gifts they give them is really not to make them happy. It's making the narcissist look good. It making the narcissist feel good, because they are looking at your expression. And when they're looking at your expression, they're so happy that you are so thrilled that they're doing good. And what do? You give them admiration. You give them love. You give them care. And you're really admiring them. And so what the narcissist does, the narcissist gets that attention, builds themselves on, because it's a sense of entitlement. And they think, I deserve what you've given me, because look what I've done. I've given you a gift. And based on the class of the narcissist, the type of the narcissist, the economy of the narcissist, that's the kind of gifts you give. And some narcissists that are well off give fantabulous gifts and woo you. And some narcissists with new supply would give that gift, give that affection, and some of it is an immediate drop. Yeah, an immediate drop. They don't continue the relationship, because when they give you gifts and build your expectation up, where you have hope in the relationship, the narcissist drop the relationship, and it gives them that negative feeling that you're receiving. They think they feel, but what it is, they're anticipating your misery. You're looking for them to call, they don't call. You're looking for them to email, they don't email. Because at first they were calling, they were emailing you, they was talking to you, they would send bottles. If you drink, they send bottles of champagne. If you don't, they would send bottles of sparkling cider. Whatever is your niche, they will make sure they bring that up and over exaggerate and make sure that your emotions are all into it. And it's the Christmas festive season, like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, they don't want to be thankful. They make you miserable. But Christmas is huge. And because Christmas is so huge, you can expect a huge delay. I'll be there at 5. They show up at 9. I'm going to take you here. Something happened. I'm in traffic. Well, you do the same route and you pretty much know how the traffic is. But they're in so much traffic. And you are saying to yourself, wow, what is this? And so the narcissist know that you are miserable. The narcissist knows that. And when the narcissist know that you are miserable, it makes the narcissist feel good. Because a person who have holes on the inside of them, they dream of loving and caring. But the only thing they can get from that close emotion is what they mirror from you. And when they break your heart and you're sad and you're in a corner, or you're calling them and you're texting them and they don't respond, they respond December 26th, December 27th. And you're asking, why didn't you respond? And they're telling you, I had an emergency. Hello there, Danielle. How are you? Thank you for joining me on today. They are telling you we have an emergency. There was no emergency. Thank you for joining me on today. I really appreciate it. And I know it's probably early morning where you are or very late evening where you are. But I'm telling you, this holiday time, I'm probably talking your language and you're probably trying to figure out what's going on with the narcissist, because nothing happened that you can point at that their whole emotions changed. It's the holiday. If you talk to friends that have been involved with narcissists, you all probably sharing some of the same stories, having the same wonderments, wondering what is going on. Well, the narcissist is very decisive that they're going to make you miserable, that you're going to have a horrible, horrendous Christmas. And you guess what? If you go for his words, you will have a terrible Christmas. Don't have it. You give the narcissist a gift, you go all out of your way, they don't like it. You make food and you go all out of your way, they don't like it. But then they go to a neighbor's or a friend or a company's party and they are different. I mean, they hit the door with excitement, they hit the door with glee, and you was just with them and they act like it was the end of the world. Usually the supply, you're the closest, so you get the worst treatment, and you're trying to figure out why you get the worst treatment. Because the narcissist want to make sure that you're miserable. The narcissist want to bring attention to your misery. The narcissist want to bring you down to what they say is the proper size. Honey, you can have a good time when you know who you are. Because the more you refuse to be miserable, the more the narcissist is tormented. Hello there. How are you, Jennifer? God bless you. Thank you for being with me on this morning. And Jennifer said, good morning. I needed to hear this. She said, gifts are just another way to manipulate for them. Absolutely. 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 They will give anything to keep you miserable. They will give anything to keep you entangled. Because the more entangled you are, the happier they are. Don't let them entangle you. Gifts is manipulation, and really it's the climbing of the mountain. That's what we call the holiday time for a narcissist. They give you the gift, so you're climbing the mountain. They raise your expectation. They raise your happiness. They raise what you think that they're changing, and you're so happy for the holidays. And guess what? They bail out on you. They bail out on you when you're your happiness, the happiest. And what they do is take the kids and act as if they're going to give them some, except that golden child. That golden child get everything they want. The other kids seem like they purposely give them toys that they don't want. They don't get what they want unless the mother press into it and they give them something, but the golden child gets everything they want. The golden child know that they're the golden child because they keep it no secret. There's a difference in the family. And even if the golden child cross the narcissist and say, get everybody something else, the narcissists get angry and take from the golden child. Hello, Kim. How are you? Thank you for joining me on this morning. She said, good morning, everyone. We're talking about the holiday crypt, the holiday sanctions that comes with the narcissist. You have a holiday, you're having a good time, and all of a sudden something flips. It flips at an instant. You don't know what you did. You don't know what you said. You don't know what he wants. And now he's miserable. And then he comes in a devaluation because narcissism, everybody laughing, everybody happy. They can identify with that. Deep in their soul, they're always miserable. Deep in their soul. If they're not gesturing and scheming and being cunning about what they get for them, they make sure that you are absolutely miserable. And the narcissist is going to let you know you are all about nothing. And they're going to get their flying monkeys. They're going to give their attention to everybody but you. They'll go outside, you'll go to the store, and they will purposely see a family or that they know or a female, and they will stare at that female like they can eat her up. And you're looking at him like you're being disrespectful. Of course he is. It's a holiday season. And people say, Merry Christmas. They're like, what's so merry about it? Happy holidays. What's so happy about it? And you'll notice that sometimes the narcissist is very absent when it comes to sexuality. Anything to make this day most miserable, you can expect it from a narcissist. And your Christmas present from a narcissist would be your misery. And every special holidays, Valentine's Day, and Christmas, those big days, and sometime on Mother's Day, Father's Day, when he is ravish and lavish and entitled to everything. He's happy, she's happy on Mother's Day. He's happy on Father's Day because all the attention goes to him. And guess what? It's temporary. It only lasts for a minute. It's only there for a minute. You're only going to receive that for a minute. And the next thing you know, without anything happening, he's miserable. Why? Because that shiny little toy or trinket that you gave only lasts for a little bit. And one thing about the narcissist, you have to keep feeding and feeding and feeding and pumping and pumping and pumping because they're energy drainers. So you notice that sometimes you don't even expect anything for the holidays because you know for the holidays it's going to be an energy drain. It's going to be a disturbance. They're going to fight. They're going to come up against you. They're going to tell you that people are talking about you. They're going to tell you that you didn't gain weight or you need to lose weight. Any little thing. So when you cook that big dinner, they act like they want a big dinner. And then guess what they do? They talk about how much the dinner is going to cause you to gain weight. And you look a little full around the stomach. And then you touch them. You're married to them. You touch them at night. They turn over and say, I don't want to be bothered. Why? Because it's hard for me because you done gain all this weight. And then the week before, they told you finally you're losing weight. Now, a couple of days later, you're gaining weight. Many of you are experiencing this to the holidays and you don't know what you've done wrong. And you're asking, what can I do to make this right? What can I do to make them happy? Especially if it's your first holiday. You've been married to the narcissist. You've been with the narcissist for a year and you're trying to figure out what you did. You didn't do anything. Hello, Heather. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining me. Merry Christmas to you. We was just talking about the holidays of sabotage of the narcissist. When people sabotage, it is not something they do without knowing what they do. This is something that is intentional. And narcissists are intentional, both for the good things and for the horrific things. Holiday time is really one time the narcissist wants you at your most miserable. And sometimes the narcissist will even discard you on your special day. They won't discard you on the 24th of December. They would discard you on the 25th of December. They would leave, go to the store, and not show up. They will leave on the night of the 24th, uh, maybe after midnight. They go into the store, or they're drinking and they're drinking and they're drinking. You got a malignant narcissist. The malignant narcissist can get very aggressive. You know, they're drinking and they're drinking too much, and you're telling them, babe, can you slow down? Then they say, okay, now you're my mother, or now you're my father. What are you trying to do? Tell me what to do. And they keep drinking just so they can be miserable. You have to understand, especially those of you who have been with the narcissist, it's your first Christmas, and you're wondering what is wrong. They are strange. You've never seen this behavior before. You never did anything to them, and you're wondering, what can I do? So what you do, you start all of your cooking to make sure you can feed them. You run the bath water. You massage them. You try to offer them sexual pleasure. Nothing you do can satisfy. Or they will purposely have sex and just leave you there. At the height, boom, they're out. They don't want to. A narcissist has, many narcissists control even their sexuality, and they have tremendous control when they want to. Hello, Heather. She said, Merry Christmas. She said, yes, these diabolical reprobates are most, where you at? There you go. Horrible during the holidays without fail. Absolutely, Heather. And yeah, she's the truth. Uh-huh. And what did Jennifer say? I didn't catch Jennifer earlier. She said, I needed to hear this. She said, gifts is just another way to manipulate. They are master manipulators. To me, some of the best manipulators are children. Narcissists got them beat by 100%. So those of you that are with narcissists, you're going to have some tough skin, because they purposely make your life miserable, or they are so happy because everyone is giving them the attention. They come to the house and it's family, and you want to spend time with family. You're preparing for Christmas. They're bringing gifts. You exchange gifts, and what the narcissist does, he comes in and he's the joy of the party. He got the conversation going, and he just mesmerized. And then next thing you know, all the attention turned to the narcissist. And he said, hey, check out my shoes. You like these shoes? And you said, everybody like, yeah, they're sneakers. They look good. He said, yeah, but check out the color. And then the next thing you know, he started joking. Then from joking, he started talking about his shirt. From his shirt, he started talking about the house. From the house, anything to keep the attention away from you. You live with him. You know what he's doing. And he takes the attention away from you. Next thing you know, the whole family is surrounding the narcissist. They're laughing, having fun. And guess what? You become a maid, a servant. You're making sure that they're juiced up. You're making sure that the food is good. You keep on to talk about the gift, but the narcissist come right in. When everybody go home, you ask, why did you do that? That was my family. They came to see me, and you took over the conversation. And the narcissist said, now you're jealous and you're blaming me because they wanted to be with me instead of you. The childish way. She's a tough skin and a good eggnog. Absolutely. And see, you have to make up in your mind that this is going to be the most fantabulous Christmas of all time. And if you do, the narcissist will be miserable, because what? They hate to fail. Their job was to make you most miserable. It did not happen. And you know what? If you have to go to the children, play with the children, have a good time with the children, but make up in your mind, this day, Papa, you are not winning. I'm going to make sure that I soak myself in confidence and strength, and I'm going to play with the kids, because a lot of times the narcissists will even use the kids. Mom didn't buy you anything. Daddy bought you. So Santa Claus went to daddy on your behalf. And they looking at you and say, Mom, you didn't give me anything. And you trying to figure out what he's talking about, because you bought all the toys. The narcissist is an engager in any countermeasure of misery. They will make sure that you're distraught. And when you cry, that's just over the hills. She said, you are helping so many people, Helen. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. And you know what? Christmas is a big day. You can tell the stores usually close. They get the holiday schedule. They get the holiday time. And this usually happens to after New Year's. And then after New Year's, and then especially on New Year's, the narcissists come right back in, and he wants the celebration. He wants the fireworks. And you think everything is good, especially after he punished you so for Christmas. Then on the 25th, he has to go to the store. There's no store open. And you're saying, why were you gone for 8 hours? He said, well, I had to find a store. He knows, she knows, no store is open. And so guess what? You are left to entertain with the kids, or you are left to entertain with who's there. You got family there. They're looking so suspicious because on your special day, he doesn't show up. A narcissist don't care about your special day. You have to care about your special day. You said, what did I do? Because I know he's a serial cheater. Well, guess what? A holiday is not going to make him faithful. If he's a serial cheater, get ready for the milk because he is going to do what he does. And so what you have to do is strengthen yourself, strengthen your character. Those of you who know it's coming, prepare yourself. You've been with him for 10 years. You've been with him for 15 years. He got a cycle. He got a habit. Narcissists work in patterns, and they usually don't break their patterns. When they break their patterns, you know they're mirroring who they've been through because narcissists tell off on themselves. They come in with another mirror. They come in with new things and new behaviors. Those new behaviors came from a new supply, and that new supply provided them with that. And now you're getting and know that you're getting another person. Because when a narcissist talk about somebody else, they tell on themselves through the conversation of another person. Heather said he has through others to twinkle this tinsel for. Absolutely. Absolutely. And what a narcissist does, they find any way to get attention. They need fuel. They need their battery to be charged because it takes so much for them to do what they're doing. Don't think that you're the only one drained. That's why you need to see my video when I talked about ghosting. When the narcissist ghosting, he's not pulling you away, but this ghosting is the rechargeable one. This ghosting is when they go to a corner or they and they're quiet. They're neutral. They don't argue with you. They don't fight with you. They're just charging. Why? Because they don't use so much fuel because they don't have so many supplies. Let's see what you all are saying here. You are saying amen. Absolutely. Hello, Marcia. Merry Christmas to you and to all of you that are on this program at this time. And it is, I don't know what time it is. Let's find out what time it is. What time is it where you are? What time is it where you are? It is about 3:20 here in the AM. You know, I had a late evening, and I'm telling you, I am so energized right now. I couldn't wait to come to you to talk to you live about the holidays because I'm getting letters, and you saying it's pretty crazy for me right now. Hey, Danielle, she said, thank you all for being here. Absolutely. I am celebrating too. Heather said it is, oh, okay, West Virginia, 6:20 a.m. Kim said 6:20 a.m. Oh, New York City. All right. What time is it where you are? Put your time down. Uh-huh. 5:21 a.m. I know, Danielle, you where my mom is. So she's still sleeping, you still awake. Hey, I'm telling you, hey, prepare something specific for you. Do something specific for you, especially those of you who are anticipatory. Oh, 6:21, you all are in the same place, huh? On the same side. Well, let's do this. Let's make a promise to yourself that this Christmas, you are, like Mariah Carey said, this Christmas, I'm going to be thinking of you while you're talking to you in the mirror. Uh-huh. And who do we have here? Hello there, Sharima. How are you? Heather said, thank you, Danielle. She said, good morning, Apostle Sadler. It's 3:21 in New York City. Well, we got New York City in the house. Yes, we're talking about holiday and the narcissist, his ability to sabotage, and you get disappointed. Disappointment means that appointment or that expectation that you expected of the narc. He gave you the opposite and knew and was intentional in giving you the opposite. So you know they don't have the ability to love you like you want to be loved. That deep love that would trade anything to make sure that they're happy. That deep attention to make sure that they are attentive to your every whim. You can't get that from them because they cannot provide that for you. They can't provide what they don't have. And Jennifer said it is, Jasmine said it is 6:22 a.m. Oh, y'all must be on the same coast. Come on now. And who is this? Danielle said, you're welcome, Heather. Absolutely. See, Christmas is supposed to be a good time. You waited all year. Oh, you're in Ohio. Well, there you go. See, you waited a good time, a long time. You waited 12 months for this one day. 12 months. So you know you cannot be miserable. At 6:22 a.m., I want you to make up in your mind that this Christmas, I'm going to celebrate me. I'm going to celebrate me because I endured with the narcissist. I'm going to celebrate me because I'm still in my right mind. I'm going to celebrate me because I still love me. And many of you, you get stuck. If you are stuck, you got to get out of that cement place where you can't move, you can't go. I hope I'm your cheerleader on this Christmas. My gift to you is to let you know how awesome you are, how wonderful you are. You say, I don't feel very awesome and I don't seem very wonderful. Of course, because the narcissist's job is to convince you to believe that. And that is totally a lie because narcissists like the ultimate. They choose the opposite when they want to give mockery to the supply, to devaluate the supply. Hello there, Adrian. How are you? She said, I was with my narc for 13 years. He ruined every holiday on purpose. She said, and never once gave me a present. See, 13 years of that. Come on, think about it. If you was married to someone for 13 years and they purposely didn't have to remember because they chose not to. They chose not to give you a gift. Adrian said 13 years, not one gift. How many of you could take that? Because that is devaluation. That is changing your self-perspective. 13 years of someone patterning that routine of that. After a while, that'll start hitting your person. And if you don't watch it, you will start believing their habit. And you would take their habit and put a voice to it. And you would take that voice and direct it to you. And the next thing you say, I must not be doing, I must not be saying, or I must not be. You would turn that into your person. And none of that is true. You are the most fabulous person. And the narcissist knows that. That's why the narcissist is constantly changing. He's getting younger. She's getting younger. And you look like you're getting older. No, you're being drained. She said, no, they sure treat themselves with the whole year, though. Of course. They treat themselves the whole year. That's all they think about is themselves. And Adrian said he expected me to buy tons of gifts or would totally show out. Spending your money. Yeah. She said, thank you, sister. Haven't heard from him in days. And now he's calling. He's got to, let me see. She said, it's got to be a test and not to give in. She said, the feeling of loneliness is out of nowhere. He calls and nope, set up. You know what? It's all to make you miserable. He's testing what he did. Was it effective? Of course it's effective. You know I expected you to be here and you're not here. And then you leave. Now I'm going to have to go in and change my whole mindset just to make sure you don't win. But when you get this habitually, when you get this continually, remember habits form lifestyles. And that pattern has become a habit. And what he wants out of you is a transitional lifestyle because he has transcribed, retranscribed your mind, rewritten your emotions about you because he wants you to feel about you how he's dictating at the moment. Gone for days. See, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes the narcissist discard around the holidays. Why? Because you're going to feel insecure. You're going to really, really want him. So more, he's competing with the holiday. Instead of you wanting a good holiday, you're wanting the narcissist at any cost, at every cost. And so you're not even thinking about Christmas. It done switched from a holiday to the narcissist. And so the narcissist wants to be worshipped, praised, because the narcissist has a sense of entitlement. And the entitlement is you should be giving yourself to me. You should be giving all of yourself to me. You should be giving all of your thoughts to me. You should be giving all of your time to me. I am worth it. That's how big the hole is. And the thing is, the hole is a bottomless hole. You can't fill it no matter what you do. No matter what you do, Adrian, you can't fill it. And you know what? It'll be over and over and over and over and over again. She said, thank you, sister. Haven't heard. Yeah, haven't heard from him in days. Come on. And now he's calling. Now he's calling because he done made the misery available. He's made it where it is visible. And now he want to come in and observe the damage. How much damage did I do? Watch the narcissist when you are miserable because he's most happy. Hello there, Ephraim. How are you? She said, when you go and beyond, paying way more than child support. She said they would never acknowledge it. They will make an effort to do something nice and something short of entitled responsibility. Absolutely. You know, instead of paying the child support, they'll go and get a watch. They'll go and get a bracelet. Why? Because that's a hoover. That's a hoover. There's different kind of hoovers. We're going to talk about the different kind of hoovers because you got the house hoover, you got the distant hoover, you got the job hoover, you got the cruel hoover, you got the intimate hoover, you got different hoovers, and you can even be hoovered and discarded in your own home. You're right there with them, and they discarded you, and then they'll come back and do a hoover. The narcissist is notorious for hoovering. The narcissist is notorious for that. Let's see what else you have to say about this. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me about your holidays. What have you experienced that can be an encouragement to someone else? Because for some people, this may be their first holiday that they've been with a narcissist, and they didn't even know he was a narcissist. They're looking for answers, roll up on this video, and find out that the narcissist, they're not going to change. They're going to stay the same because the narcissists feel like, why should I change? I'm perfect. You should change. It's your fault. Ephraim said, I am a man. Okay, Ephraim, thank you for being on here because we have female narcissists too. Yeah, she said, yeah. She's a gut wrench over these demons. Funny how the atmosphere seems lighter when they go out the door. Well, you know what? Anytime you don't get someone that can love you, care for you, and they're self-centered, Ephraim, what do you call it? What do you call it? If you had to describe your holiday, how would you describe your holiday? Would you say sabotage holiday? Would you say holiday blues? Would you say holiday betrayal? Would you say holiday deny? I deny the holiday. I don't even look to the holiday because I know what I'm going to get. So you overlook a whole holiday that only comes once a year because of the display of the narcissist. Jasmine said, I can't wait to live past my feelings. She said, and have changed from him. She said, but with still a little attachment of just wanting to have that love of a person and security. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. It's unfortunate. She said, dealing with the narcissist from morning, from my mom and ex, it hurts. She said, because I truly love these people. I know you do. She said, but what did she say? But they don't in return. I get treated like crap. Because they can't give you what they don't have, baby. They can't give you that. They don't have that. They mirror. They can only give you what they mirror. They mirror love, baby. You got the love. You are the love bombing. They love bomb you. You absorb that. But you have the ability to give, to receive it, to give it, receive it. They just take it and receive it and imitate it and receive it and imitate it because they don't have the ability to love you like you deserve it. And that's why most people want this day to hurry up and go. And then they cook this lavish meal. And sometimes the narcissist won't even eat at the house. He'll come in purposely with a McDonald's hamburger, the cheapest thing he can find, because he's trying to mock your food that took you all night to cook, and it take a few minutes to eat. He don't even eat it. She don't even eat it. They go and buy something that they know is going to bring devaluation to the situation. because you done spent all your time all night, and you definitely want him to enjoy his favorite because you know what he likes. You know what she likes. So you just treat her, you buy her the best gift, and this is something that she's been wanting for a while. You come in with it, and you know what she do? She said, oh, that's what you bought me? Oh, that's what you brought in? Is that all you could have did? You could have at least asked me. I could have told you what I want. You said, I did. I asked you and you said that's what you want. She said, well, you should have stayed with me because I want something else. I did not want that. And you know she wanted that for about 6 months. Let's see what we have here. She said, it has been the love of God to me to still love, of course. She said, and a person who treats you so wrong, I'm blessed that I can say, thank you, Lord. I can love my enemies. Yeah, a different kind of love, princess. Encouragement. She said, encouragement, you have to turn to God and develop a personal relationship with him. She said, then you will know you should, that how you should be loved because God is love. Yes, it's a journey, but it's worth it. Oh, of course, baby. We're going to talk about that too. She said, yes, Jasmine. And Jasmine said, 6 sisters love you all. All thanks, sisters, love you all. She said, Lord, they cheat, steal, and lie about everything and anything. You know, you can be with the narcissist, and sometimes you may even meet the religious narcissist. I have a video dealing with the religious narcissist, and it is quite tremendous because many people have been deceived by people in the church. Not every person is a real Christian, but a lot of men will go to the church to get Christian women, and then a lot of women go to the church and they want to find a Christian man. Well, if you're a Christian man and you have a female narcissist, you know, even though she have a child, she don't give, a lot of times she won't give herself to that child unless it's a golden child, because she see that child as an extension of herself. And if she have holes in herself and that's not the golden child, she would be totally terrible to that child. She would even blame that child. She would get jealous of that child. She would ignore that child to the point you think that child is in danger because of total selfishness. And many of you that are Christians, you know that you are challenged. And like the young lady said earlier, you know, the room get lighter when they leave, and it get cold in the house sometime when they're there, and the heat does not agree with the temperature in the house. Outside it may be colder or hotter, and whatever is inside is different. You may feel a heaviness, you may feel sweat, your heart start pounding, you don't know why it's pounding, and it feels like something is in the house. It feel like something is different. You can't put your hands on it. But when you are a Christian, you can discern a lot of things, and you can know for a certain that you have victory, and that the level of warfare is not the level that you get your victory. You always get your victory above the warfare. So if he go after your person, you have to do the same. You go after your person to raise it to a higher level. You go after your confidence to raise it to a higher level. You go after your truth and raise it to a higher level. You know, when you know the truth, the Bible said that you can be made free. You have a right to freedom. When you say Merry Christmas, is it really merry? That's joyful. That's gleeful. That's happiness. She said, I'm going through with the narcissist. Oh, and this is Veronica. I know you are Veronica. And Kim said, exactly, Jasmine. She said, I'm going through with this narcissist. That's Veronica. And she said, she's saying it over and over again. I'm going through hell with this narcissist. And Raquel says, good morning. God bless you in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. The same to you, little princess. And Jasmine said, amen. Yes. She said, I'm going through hell with this narcissist. That's all Veronica is saying. She said, we are free. God bless us. Yes. You know what? You're going through whatever you're connected with, you're affected by. It is very difficult to be married to someone and not affected by them. God give you grace, but you're still human. You still have emotions, especially when you love him. Like the young lady said, he's taken her through hell, but she still love him. The family and what she's going through, she still love her people. When you have a narcissist family, they make sure on the holidays that you're just as miserable as you can be. The mother is jealous that you are happy. The husband is jealous that someone is taking your time. The daughter is jealous because she's blaming you for her whole miserable life. When you have children that are narcissists, you need to go to my video. I have a video about the adult narcissist child, when you have the backlash of their growth. And when we have people in the house, they are affected by everything of the house. We are forming their personality, we're forming their character. That's why it's so necessary that you know who you are. Heather said, may God bless you and keep you, Veronica. Absolutely. You know, Veronica, there's nothing like having the love of God. The love of God. God loves you because God is love. He don't have love. He is love. And when you're around the ism of God, it's the expression of his person. He will be that all the time to you. So if you want strength, get in his presence. If you want power, get into his presence. If you want real love, get with him. And what happened is once you know the love of God, you'll know what isn't love. Many of you that with the narcissists, you know, you want happiness like a regular family. You don't get a chance to enjoy that because you don't have a regular normal relationship. You know, and it's unfortunate. The characteristics of the narcissist, go and scroll and look up the 9 characteristics that verifies medically that a person is a narcissist. And they don't have to have all 9. They just have to have 5, a minimum of 5 of them, and some, the maximum, have all 10, and you're going to the one that has all 10. Well, holidays can be a torment to the narcissist because the narcissists crave to experience what you experience, and they only experience an imitation of what you experience. They can understand the responsibility of it. They can understand the psychological aspect of it, and the emotions, they don't run as deep as you do. They surface swim. Why? Because they blocked off deep emotions, and a lot of them are hidden within themselves from trauma, what they went through, neglect and abandonment. And so that's what they do to you, what was done to them, and they can't do anything else. And a narcissist, you want them to experience love. You want them to experience the love of God, and no matter what you do, they go back to Route 1. They go back to being hateful and evil and vindictive. They go back to sabotaging because you're going to always experience the core essence of a person. All right, Heather, what are you saying? Heather saying, preach that, Miss Helen. Well, girl, I'm giving you a high five. And this is Jasmine. Jasmine said, I needed to know the difference between love and lust. She said, I needed discernment and to be healed. Want to love biblically. They can't give you that, baby. Yeah, they can give you a good sex because some of them are very skilled. They don't have enough supply. They don't have enough experience. But after a while, you know sex isn't love. So if you confuse at first and you give it a while, you'll know no matter how good that bed is, you got to get out of that bed and go to the living room. You got to get out of the living room, go to the kitchen. Every room in your house has a presence. It has how can I say, a position or description in the bedroom. But as soon as the sex is over, because you can't call it making love. As soon as the sex is over and the thrill is gone, you know, bozo is back, the fool is back, the hater is back. You know, and when they tell you I love you, you look for the comma instead of the period. She said, love doesn't hurt. It doesn't. 1 Corinthians 13. Good morning, family. She said, Raquel said, praise God. We are free. Pray to God to get out in the name of Jesus. She said, okay, sister, thank you. That's Jasmine. She said, yes, and before you know it, you get tired of it. You're going to get tired of it because they're going to bring you to their place. She said, since we stopped having sex, my eyes truly open and a lot of things, a whole lot vacate in this man. Absolutely. Raquel said, yep. And she said it again, yep and yes, absolutely. I think what happens is when we finally wake up and you done invested a lot of time, When you invest your money in the stock market, you expect an increase. You expect to benefit from that investment, but it's a high risk factor. And that's the way it is with a narcissist. Some people have been with a narcissist for 46 years, 43 years, and they can tell you at the end of 46 years, at the end of 43 years, at the end of 60 years, they are still in question. They never had the security that the narcissist loved them. The only time they felt secure is in the love bombing stage. And that can be intertwined throughout the relationship, because when the narcissists get a hoover, unless it's one of those critical hoovers or cruel hoovers, because there are some cruel hoovers, they get you back so they can punish you for what you've done. And when a narcissist leave and come back, and when he try to come back, you are being hoovered. Anytime the narcissist try to come back, even in the house, if they try to come back, but they're trying to come back the same way, and they want to continue or come back a stronger way, that's a hoover. You're being hoovered in your own house. You being sucked in. And whatever it takes, those bad boys, bad women, they're willing to do it, because female narcissists can be worse than the male narcissists. They're very cunning, they're very detailed, and they can be just as wicked. You know, hell know no fury like a woman scorned. They think, they scheme, and women use their bodies, you know, and different from a man, because she can become 31 women, a new woman every month, a different wig, a new makeup, a new dress, where the man, he can't put on another face. She can make her face up and don't even look like herself. She looked like a different woman, and she drives that seducing spirit. And that's why sometimes you wonder, why can't I let her go when I know she's cheating? Why can't I let her go when I know she's evil? The narcissist woman is a dangerous woman. I mean, she get in the sun, she glows green. She get under the moon, she glows yellow. You know, and she can change all these aspects. And all of this is mind retention, because she get into your mind, especially around the holidays. She get into your mind. She take your attention, because she don't want nobody else to get your attention, especially the obsessive narcissists. Because many of you men and women that are up with the obsessive narcissists, they're very, very controlling, and they will compete against a holiday. They will compete against your happiness. They will compete against God. They don't care who it is. Nobody get the attention away from them. God, the holidays, and nothing else. And you said this is so simple, this is so childish. They will go there. She said leaving a toxic relationship will allow you to get your life back. It sure will. She said, and it's horrible and it's a nightmare. Yes, ma'am. Every day you're with them, sister, everything will be okay. She said, I'm healed and you will be healed. This is Raquel. Absolutely. And you know what? We make these videos because people live this life every day. They live it one day at a time. And one day at a time, things happen. It doesn't mean that God isn't there. It does mean that God is. Why? Because a lot of people that didn't make it, a lot of people lost their mind by someone they really love, and they got disappointed, sabotage. Some people have lost their hope because they got disappointed and sabotage. This is why we talk about confidence. This is why we talk about strength. This is why we talk about you doing positive feeding for yourself, positive absorbing for yourself. You can only be broken down as much as you allow yourself to go. But when you when you refuse to allow yourself to be broken, you cannot be broken no matter what they do. You know, the trying of your faith worketh patience, and the Bible said let patience have a perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. You know, you can get to the point where you're not craving that love, because you're getting it from God. You're getting it from your family. Come on, you're getting it from satisfaction. You're fulfilling your purpose. And when you fulfill your purpose, there is such tremendous commitment to what God has ordained you to do, made you to do, and He has put it in you, and you start fulfilling that. You're just overflowed with fulfillment. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can beat you, devastate you, overthrow you when you refuse to be overthrown. Let's do that this year. Let's refuse it. Ephraim said, I was married for 15 years and it was tough to get out. She said, but when I did, I got my peace and stronger revelation with God. Ephraim, every single time. Raquel said, my ex used to start fighting during this time and nothing was good enough. See? And it was intentional. He planned that, not on the day of, but before. And Ephraim said he was married for 15 years. Can you imagine? And it was hard to get out. But when he did, he said that he strengthened his relationship with God. He said he had so much peace. Christine, hello, Christine. She's a mourner, haven't seen alive forever. She said, waking up for work. Oh, bless your heart. And Marcia, Merry Christmas, Christina. He contested the divorce, and his lawyer told the judge he wanted to reconcile. Divorce went on for years. Yeah, delay. And he didn't want that. And it's a wonder they didn't go after the children because they used the weakest source. She said, sister, we have developed a made up mind. She said, enough is enough from being treated negatively and knowing that you deserve and to be loved, respected, and wanted in this situationship. She said, that will not end. Absolutely. And this is Kim. She said, me too, Ephraim, is because we are his children and he's coming back soon. Absolutely. She said, oh, wow, Marcia is praying. Absolutely. And this is Amen. Oh, amen. Okay. She said, so very true. She said, the narc once told me that he hated me, seeing me reading the Bible because I changed. Red flag. He was jealous of my relationship with God. And they usually are because they're not getting attention. She said, yes, refuse it. And then Ephraim said, Raquel, very true. She said, the gaslighting is the biggest hindrance, and they will convince you that you have an issue. Absolutely. And this is Stacy. She said, yes, never a good Christmas. Yeah, you have to refuse that. Yes, brother, praise the Father, we are free. This is Bingo Tara. And Rachel said, he used to abuse me, then Christmas he will buy expensive gift and then show the family that he was good, but he was abusing me. See that lying spirit. Yes, me too. Mine will hate when I pray. She said, Satan is very jealous of God always. And Raquel said, yes. You know what? When you are a believer, all your strength comes from him. All your strength goes to him. You never give your life to a person who can't handle it. The manufacturer or the creator can handle the product. When you create a product, you knew in your mind what it was for and how it was used. That's why if any part is missing, the creator can go into the manufacturer, can give you that part and tell you what is happening when that part goes amiss. And that's the way it is with God. God is our creator. And so when God, those of you who are Christians that believe, and those of you who don't believe, because some of you may not be Christians, there is a higher source in your consciousness that was placed within you to know good and evil. And it is self-preservation. You are placed in this world to do something to change the world. And the enemy will make sure that you are stumbling along the way, even when you refuse. Because when you have a narcissist, all of these little roadblocks, stumbling blocks, they throw in your way. But this Christmas, I pronounce that it's going to be one of your best Christmas because you refuse to be dismissed, work amidst, and you refuse to just be tolerated. You need to be loved and joy, and it can happen. There's someone to love you totally. You don't have to tolerate and continue in an atmosphere of danger or endangerment, you or your children. She said, wow, sister, this is a wonderful message. Absolutely. She said, please write. Oh, thank you, Danielle. Thank you so much. Tara, how are you? Thank you for being aboard. Many of you are going through this. And nobody, because I'm going to tell you something. God is not a religious God. God is a righteous God. He is a loving God. We're not talking about religion. Because religion will get you saying you believe God while you're going through hell, and God give you deliverance, and he opened the door, and you close the door and keep on praying. Come on, that's what happened to Rhoda. When you get your deliverance, God will always show you the exit sign. God will always show you your exodus. God will never leave you in an abusive situation. When you are in an abusive situation, come on now, you got the sense to know that I can't keep doing this, because what happens is the longer you stay in it, your mind start to adjust to it. Your mind start to acclimate to it. Your mind actually start to accommodate that. And whatever you stay in, it starts to grow. It gets bigger. It gets stronger. It goes deeper. It's like working on the job. If you worked on the job for 15, 20 years, you're good at the job. You should be pretty skilled. And sometimes we're pretty skilled with accepting what is not our character. When you being devaluated, when you being dismissed, when you being lied to, cheated on, dishonor, is that who you are? Then that should not be what comes to you. Come on, because when I know who I am and I walk in the confidence of God and I acknowledge God, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Oh, the glory, the power that comes to me. Some of you got to get your power back. God has empowered you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. The man that you are, your masculine structure and your hopes and your dreams, the woman you are, your femininity and your beauty. You can succeed. You can do it again. But remember, the longer you stay, that script is being written in your mind. And I don't want you to be 70, 60, 80 years old, and now you can't do what you used to do. And now what you got to do is pour into someone else because you feel that your life is over. Life will graduate you into excellence. It will graduate you into a phenomenal being where you will contribute to society. You will help your brethren. You will love your God. You will have character. And when the character of God builds in you, you will not be torn down. You will refuse to allow any obstruction to a structure that was not built by them. You have no right to demolish. You say what doesn't belong to you, but you got to remember, when you marry somebody, your body belongs to them and their body belongs to you. But the narcissists refuse any kind of commitment. The narcissists refuse, and not all narcissists cheat. Some of the narcissists that may not be cheat, some of the cerebral narcissists can be very, very straightforward, but very torturous because they play these mind games. But they're not thinking about sex like the somatic may think about it all the time. The covert think about it all the time. The overt, but the cerebral is in the mind. He sex your mind. He get off on your mind, and that's why the cerebral like to get. He's turned on by your intelligence. And so not all narcissists cheat, but that all narcissists take you through all of the fabrications of love. They take you through all future fakings until they get you in a trauma bond situation. Some of you, Christmas, and you in a trauma bond situation. Think of that word, separated, trauma and bond. It wasn't the love that bonded you to him. It was the trauma. And what they do, they abuse you, then they love you. They abuse you and they love you. They abuse you and then they confuse the mind. Why? The mind's I'm being abused and boom, oh, now I love you. Why? Because you don't know what emotion is there. Because as deep as that emotion of abuse is, so does the hoover, and so does getting back in with the love bombing. Anytime you abuse, the narcissists come back in with that love bombing because there is a trigger in your brain that said, like the young lady said earlier, enough is enough. I'm not taking this no more. I'm not doing this no more. I have something, a video when the supply has had enough. I recommend everybody on this video, please go there. Please go and get the video and look at it. When the supply has had enough, that will really bless you because some of you are having these triggers on the inside of you and you feel like I'm done. I don't have enough. You'll know when you had enough because there will be no emotion that can stop you. When you make a decision, there will be no emotion that stop you. It's like when you have Christmas Day, it is really the 25th. It's not Jesus' birthday, but it's how we celebrate it. And so on the 25th, it's Christmas. Doesn't matter what nobody say. You said that's the day we choose. That's the day I'm going to agree with. So I'm going to celebrate it. And that's the way it is with the narcissist. The narcissists make up in their mind they're going to make you most miserable. Now I understand you don't have to be miserable. Of course I do. But I understand the nature of a narcissist. The nature affects the atmosphere. And when you are with them, you are in the atmosphere. Let me see what we got here. Marcia said, amen. Teach, Pastor Sadler. Abuse is not love, never. She said, I was with one of those sis, and it's describing. And she said, at least of my worries is him cheating. I wish he would. At least he would have left me alone. Oh, my God. Helen Sadler, I am waking up this morning to you and your live video today. Thank you for you teaching us and message, and blessings to you and everybody. Thank you, Kim. Raquel said, okay, I will watch that. Oh, Raquel, please write me destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. Let me know what you think about that video. Let me know how it blessed you. Let me know if there's something else I can add to it. And then I will come back and do another part. Pillar, how are you? She said, every year I would tell myself this is the last Christmas. She said, I can't spend another year in this abusive relationship. You need to listen to yourself. She said, God bless you, Sister Kim. Listen to this. Helen, she said, does it speak of husband loving their wives like Christ loved the church? She said, a husband God has for us would, but we get in. I'm going to talk about that right after this. She said, our own way. Absolutely, Heather. Absolutely. Subscribe and hit that. Thank you. Just make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you so much. Heather said, pillar of light. She said, pillar, I pray that you find that peace and that God will be done on your situation. She said, and you're his precious daughter. Absolutely. She said, I'm definitely going to watch the video. It's going to bless you, Tara. It's going to really bless you. Sometimes we need an awakening. Sometimes you just need an awakening. You need to remember who you are. Because when he got you, you knew who you are. Or you sometimes the narcissists look for those with holes. Because their whole job, the whole thing they want to do is fill you. They want to change who you are and make you who they are. And they got all of these little subsidized people that they made. But God already told you, you were fearfully and wonderfully made. Veronica, my people just ache for you. She said, have you ever watched The Maid on Netflix? It's a victory story. Pretty good. She said, I've seen enough. Enough is enough. She said, yes, indeed. It is worth us watching and taking notes. Absolutely. She said, I need to hear this. God bless you for bringing awareness. This is Ephraim. You know what, Ephraim? You'll be amazed at a lot of people who's trying to still figure out what's going on with them and why this is happening to them. She said, we never get enough of anything good with him. She said, usually he won't even try to do anything fun if he doesn't go along. If he does go along, he will ruin it for everyone. They will if you let it. Rachel Roon, she said, I am nearly 2 years now and was homeless for 18 months at 58, but now I'm free. Oh, Pillar, we're rejoicing with you. What a comeback. I love the God of comeback. She said, everything will be okay, Ephraim. She said, it's the Father's protection. It's the Father's protection, you and answering your prayer. Absolutely. She said, by the way, you are oh, thank you so much, Christina. Thank you. We got some praise going on here. Y'all keep it up now. You're going to bring it out of me. She said, the Narc used to sabotage every Christmas. My family would be visiting, and he would pick a fight. She said, come home late, and he would make my birthdays miserable. Everything he can't get for himself, he don't want for you. Thank you, Danielle. Please share the video. Raquel said, yes. Oh, thank you, Raquel. She said, I had to learn that I could not just get angry. I was conditioned that anger what's bad. No, the Bible said be angry and sin not. Sometimes you got to release. You just don't sin with it. Forgive. She said, but boy, when I learned the righteous anger, Jesus even overturned tables. Absolutely. I'm reading all of this and I'm coming back for my comment. She said, I agree, Sister Christina. Tara, Ephraim, God bless you. You know, there was a good point made. She said, the Bible told you, the husband, to love the wife like Christ loved the church. Let me tell you this. He told the husband, some of you don't have husband. You got a man in pants. Come on here. You got a man in pants. Because the husband will love the wife. He said, love the wife like Christ loved the church. The husband has the ability to love the wife like Christ loved the church. So a man that does not have the ability got a ceremony, gave you a ring, but he's not husband material. And you're expecting him to be husband material. When you got him, he wasn't husband material. And like Ephraim male, the Bible said, when you he that findeth a wife find it a good thing and obtain favor of the Lord. When you don't find a wife, some things happen. You lose your favor. It's not a good thing. And usually the Lord get compromised. And like you said, when you left, then your relationship strengthened with God. You got your peace back. And see, the thing that we're failing to do is qualify for what God is saying is. A husband will love his wife because he has the propensity to do something. A woman that is a wife will give favor to her husband, and she will respect him. God told the man to love the woman, but he told the wife to respect the husband. So respect mean a lot to men, while love mean a lot to women. And when you don't have a husband, not a mate, not someone you had a ceremony with, he can't love you like Christ loved the church. He cannot, because Christ died for the church. What narcissist you know would die for you? Honey, you would look like a skeleton with meat dried up on your bones if you think the narcissist is going to die for you. Not going to happen. He'll tell you he will, but when the pudding comes for eating, he's out. She said, let me see here. Ooh. Heather said, reframe it like this. She said, may ruin what is that? An organ holiday. She said, but can't ruin a birth out of our Lord and Savior. Absolutely. You're stronger. The Bible said, be strong. There's a reason for that. Tara said, married to one for almost 10 years, didn't discover what I was dealing with until year 7. She said, when I Googled his behavior and was trying to figure out what was happening, God bless you and others who is teaching. Absolutely. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here. No matter how busy, I travel the world and my schedule is off the charts. And that's, that's why we're here. Some things we went through, you can avoid. Some things we tolerate, you can avoid. The years we spent, you can avoid. Because you can bounce back and you can do it again. Come on here. God is a God that he give you the second chance, the 50th chance, and the 1,000th chance. Know that as long as you're living and breathing, you can get up again. You can do it again. You can reinvent yourself. You can do it over and over again. And nothing you lost cannot be returned and greater. You're not going to get it at the level that you lost it. It's going to be greater than you lost it. And you can do it again. You can find yourself again. You can love again and be loved. But what you have to do is break off that narcissistic magnetic field that is holding you to your memory, holding you to the past, holding you to what you've been through. Break that soul tie. Start all over again. And that way you won't draw what you left behind. Many of you are recycling. You're going through a recycling program. You leave one narc, come another. Why? Because you got to break that soul tie. You got to break off the magnet that keep drawing what you don't want. Let's keep reading. Heather said, woman at the well. Absolutely. Stacy is shouting. That's what she's doing. Yes. Rachel said yes. Ephraim said, so true. Amen, sister. And so what happens is when you recognize who you are, confidence tells you Edinburgh. She is one of the life coaches. And I really recommend that you go to her site on YouTube, Instagram, and Clubhouse. She says, it's Telsha Edinburgh. And one thing she said is confidence has no competition. It doesn't matter how the narcissist compete against you. He can't compete against your strength. He don't know that until you reveal it. Then he don't know the level to break it at. You just keep going higher. You just keep getting stronger in it. And sometimes you have to go and look in the mirror. And if you ashamed when nobody's in the house, you talk to yourself. The Bible said David encouraged himself in the Lord. You have to talk to yourself. Look yourself in the eye and see, can you still find you? Because some people lost themselves and their eyes was just vacant. Not just the narcissist. Their eyes were vacant. You have to get your life back. He come that you may have life. Jesus did. And have life more abundantly. Life is beautiful. But you have to make a choice of what you're going to do with it. And when you give it out, you don't give it all away. You let God sift it out to people. Because people really can't handle your whole life. But we give everybody our whole life. We give them all of us. And they can't even handle us. Why? Because they can't handle themselves. Give them as much as they can handle. And you keep and reserve what God has given you. Everything is not for everybody. Love does not strip you. Love does not bend you over. Love does not break you. Love is not selfish. Love don't take your years away. Love don't make you sick. You're physically sick in your body. Love don't make you want the Christmas to go and hurry up and go because I'm going through so much. Love don't. Love does not give you a false hope or a future falsity. Love does not do that. Love builds you. Love maximizes you. Love optimizes you. And when you got real love, you can feel the strength of you. I mean, you are together. You would live and die for each other. Your children see a standard. And both of y'all do this together. Some of you don't know what that means because you never had that. But it is available. There are good men and women that have been designed to love you, designed to care for you. When you get around them, you can feel your strength. You can breathe, your lungs open, your life expand. That is waiting for you. You don't have to always feel trapped, pressure, abuse. Get out of abusive relationship. Never stay in a violent relationship because narcissists, especially the malignant ones, you got your malignant narcissist, your psychopath, sociopathic narcissist. They don't care about hurting you. And when I mean hurt you, and sometimes the hurt can be fatal. They don't care because the trophy to a narcissist is the last breath. Why? Because they won. They got you to give up on you for them. That's a God issue. That's idolatry. That's a worship issue. Come on now. You can do this. I see DT. I can do this. I can rebuild. I can recoup. I can grow. I can expand. I can do this. Let's see what else we have. Raquel said, I can on Dr. Carmen's channel when she had only 200 subscriptions. Absolutely. And that's my daughter, and she fat-tabulous. She said, Raquel said, God sent me to the channel of Dr. Carmen also, and I recommend her. I recommend her highly. She doesn't cut those created Chinese pigeons a break. Yeah. And she said, I can on Carmen's channel when she had on, okay, I read that. And she said, I tell you, she comes intentionally on all her videos. All righty. Let me see what she said. Hey, Tiffany, how are you? Thank you. She also brings the Bible aspect. Now, I know you, yeah, as you do, Helen. She said, and that's what I was missing. Thinking, let me see. Let me get this back up. She said, thinking needed to keep turning the other cheek. You don't turn the other cheek, you get out. You never are abused. Ladies, don't stay in abuse and don't let anyone tell you you need to be in abuse. We don't have to be beaten into sensibility. The first hit, once you leave, you don't come back. Older women used to tell people to stay in a relationship, try to work out. You work out something that is workable. But once you find out a car break down and you don't put money in a car, why do you go get a new car? But then when you get abused and abused and abused, you don't think about an exodus for a new life. Because if he's abusing you, he's not going to stop at you. And many of you got children. They going to go down the line. The truth is the truth. The Bible says you should know the truth and it'll make you free. Some of you keep on saying that I'm going to do this. You're not going to do anything that they don't want you to do. They're not going to change if they don't want to change. Now, you can stay there for 20 years, 40 years. I have clients that have been there for 50 years, 60 years. And what happened is it's still the same. Nothing same. The narcissist is what they are to the core. And it's hard for them to change. Why? Because they can't see their inside. They see you. They don't see what they did wrong. They see what you did wrong. Don't stay in an abusive situation. If you do, you no longer channel the narcissist. You got to deal with you. What is in me that keep allowing this abuse? What is in me that keep allowing them to break me? Some of you have experienced broken jaws, broken ribs. Some of you have been beaten so with blackened eyes. Your makeup can't cover it. You can't wear enough glasses. And you are afraid. It's like you have become the child and they become the parent, but you're paying the bills. You're doing this. Never tolerate abuse. If you feel threatened and you feel like your life is threatened, get out. GETOUT, all capital and exclamation points. All of them. It's not worth your life or the life of a child. Now take that and bank it. She says, stay connected with this channel. Thank you so much. She said, oh, yes, Dr. Carmen. Okay, y'all got to come back to me now. You got to be fair. That's my daughter, and I love her, but stay with me now. She said, yea, if you can, run. She said, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Run and keep running to the light. Absolutely. She said, Dr. Carmen Bryan is no chaser teacher. She shares in excellent ways. I recommend her, Kim. I recommend her. If you go on her channel on Sundays, perfect. But y'all come on back with me. Be fair here. Be fair here. We're talking about the unfairness of a narcissist, and we don't have their traits. She said they would never change. Absolutely. Idolizing the narc is disobedience to God, period. Learn that the hard way. Absolutely. And Tara said, get out, please. Hopefully, this is a situation that you've learned from. It don't take you to keep being abused. It don't take the enemy to keep fighting down your morality, fighting down your strength. Many of you that spend years with a narcissist know that your body start to talk to you because you start to get sick. And some of you, as soon as you left, you notice your body start to heal. Trauma can be very costly. Stress can be very costly. I have videos on brain damage. I have videos on physiological damage, social damage. Look at what is happening. You don't give your life up. You give your life to. You give it to Jesus Christ, and you don't give it to a man. You never idolize a man. Don't ever say where you can't live and I can't live without them. You're not living with them because you don't have to be abused to make a mark. Every year, you say every year? Absolutely. But 1 year, something should change. And I repeat, if you're being abused, you feel violated to the point where you are afraid and you feel your life is in jeopardy, you need to make a decision. Because when you're in an unchangeable situation, the conditions that you're in is going to remain unchangeable. And they're not going to stay the same. They're going to get worse. If you need to talk to your pastor, you need a life coach. I do coaching. Telsha do coaching. Many of you have mentioned, even Dr. Bryan, she is a licensed therapist if you are in the state of Washington, and she is an excellent life coach. And not only that, she is a trauma therapist. Many of you have been traumatized. You need more than a life coach. You can go to a trauma specialist. Dr. Carmen Bryan is that. Brown girl said, they hate seeing you happy. Absolutely. I left once. I started to rehearse what to say before he got home. She said, you are awesome, Apostle. You have never helped me in the ways that's priceless. She said, you have helped me in the ways that's priceless. You are truly a blessing. Thank you so much, Tiffany. I really appreciate that. And Heather said, you are a mother, and mother I have needed. She said, straight truth, love, not sugarcoating anything. Absolutely. Or making excuses for, absolutely, absolutely. Hey, Custer B. Karen, how are you? Aloha, all the way from Hawaii. She said, finally divorced after 33 years. Your channel helped me to escape. You are an awesome coach. Now, I helped her, but now she's helping people. Her name is Karen, and she's Cluster B Karen. I'm telling you, Cluster B free Karen. She is an excellent, 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 excellent model of what freedom can do. She was in it for 33 years. 33 years. A very prominent woman, a very high-powered woman. So some of you thinking that I'm too strong, I'm making six figures and nobody could take me down. Well, that was Karen. Karen was a very strong, powerful woman, very successful in the professional realm, and loved God. All of that was compromised with a narcissist, and it took 33 years. Karen, after 33 years, could you talk about that? Did he change? And what was the holidays like when you was with him? Tiffany said, congratulations to you, Cluster B. Yeah, God bless you. Absolutely. I love to talk to the older women about what they went through because the younger women can see the facts. I know you love him, but hurting you is not going to stop the love, and freeing yourself won't stop the love. It's going to take a process of healing. Get you a nice life coach. Go to a therapist. Some of you are psychiatrists. Some of your trauma may be beyond a life coach. And what you need is a psychiatrist that is familiar with the narcissist. When they are familiar with NPD, like if you go to a divorce court, you want to go to a divorce court with a lawyer that knows about NPD. Because if you get a regular lawyer and they're not knowledgeable with NPD, this courtroom can be for the narcissist because they change the atmosphere with their presence. And most of the time, they get them a rude and cruel lawyer that is going to be crazy. And in that courtroom, they have no feelings because 9 times out of 10, the narc that has a narc lawyer. And they would take the kids knowing that the narc does not qualify and is not able to take care of those children. And those kids would be in danger. They don't care about anything. They care about the win. The narcissists care about shaming you and tearing you down. If you are with Jesus Christ, build there. Those of you who are not with Jesus Christ and you are with the higher power, of course I recommend Jesus. The higher power is positive information, and getting positive information in your mind consistently. And think about this. It takes 13 words for every, it takes 13 words for every one negative words. And you have 7 seconds 5 to 7 seconds when you a decision download to make a decision concerning that decision. That means within 5 to 7 seconds, what you're going to do is go with the choice and start strategically planning, or you're going to dismiss the choice and you go through another cycle. Some of y'all been going through a cycle 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. You're just recycling. And a recycling is just a circle. You're going to keep going round and round and round and round. There was a song, an old song, we go around in circles. Yeah, you can't go around in circles. You got to make a straight line and figure out, God, this is where I want to end up. Holidays sometimes is a revelation of what you've been dealing with all year. It's just that this day is so prominent. Maybe this is the mirror that can really show you what you're going through. Huh? And you don't have to. Life is too huge. Life is too big for you to minimize who you are. No man can handle you. You were made that way. You were made and designed for the specificity that God has designed you for. And once you get into your niche, once you get into your purpose, then you're going to know power and you are unstoppable. She said, amen. Jesus kept me safe from STD and fatal situations. Absolutely. 34 years here. She said, get out safely while you're young. Don't stay like I did for 25 years when I met him. 60 now. Wow, pillar. This is good testimonies, you and Karen. This is up there. Heather said, 19 years, now 47. Wow. You and Dr. Carmen and a few others you've named have been a godsend to me. She said, I am constantly learning and sharing videos. She said, I learn about these flying monkeys and get therapies. Amen. About a lawyer. Absolutely. She said, Egdar T-Trad was a serial cheater and discovered with men too in the later years. Yeah, some of them like to row the boat. She says, we don't know how much time we have left. Come on, Stacy. We don't have forever. Absolutely. She said, yes, dark T-Trust. Kim said, congratulations, Custer B. You are advocate leader for people dealing with domestic violence and abuse. The girl is super bad. I recommend her. Her testimony is awesome. She said, good morning, beautiful woman. A good morning to you. How are you, She 300? Thank you so much. Absolutely. We are here to lift your arms up. You want a cheerleader? You got us. We're in your corner. We in your corner. We fight to be your cheerleader. We pay the price to be your cheerleader. When we come on, some of our schedule is off the charts. That doesn't matter. You matter. We want to make sure, like Karen was saying, you don't stay and go what we went through. Because it doesn't get better, y'all. It doesn't. It get worse. An old narcissist, the older narcissist, I got a video on that. Go to that video and look at what happens when the narcissists get older. They get worse because they're growing into what they are. They are stagnated in what they are. And the more they grow into it, they soon settle like a foundation. They don't move. And you've given your life, and some of y'all saying, if I just be patient, I know he'll change. That's a narcissist, that's a personality disorder. The personality, the behavior mode, that's from the root. We're dealing with core issues. We're dealing with core issues. Some of them don't want to change. Some of them don't see where they need to change. They see where you need to change. And you need to be glad that they're in your life. They don't see where they need to be glad to have you. They think it's an honor for you to have them. And when they thinking it's an honor for you to have them, they don't change. They don't change. You said, but I believe God can do anything. I know. I live my life for it. I grow other people in it. I believe that. But they got to believe that, not just me. Because I believe God for everybody that I meet. But they don't believe. So is it fair that God force it? Absolutely not. Jeanin says, watch for the demons set up from these people. She said, the psychopathic stare. Ooh, I got a video on that. The narcissistic stare that goes right through your body. Good morning, Carmela. How are you? She said, then we wonder why we feel so discombobulated, pillars of light, until the light comes on. Absolutely. She said, yes, he got much worse with age. He did, yep. That's usually the case. And he seemed to look better, more alive while I was withering. Because it's a transfer of power. It's a transfer of youthfulness. It's a transfer of everything. He was the sponge that absorbed the life out of you. and you kept giving it to him, but you didn't get replenished. So you kept going to the bank. If there's $100,000 in the bank, and you went and kept taking money out, taking money out, taking money out over 50 years, but you never took and put money in, the bank is going to be insufficient. So you're going to have an NSF. And that's the way it is with your life. It's NSF. There's insufficient funds. You have insufficient joy, insufficient happiness, insufficient goals, insufficient rest and peace. Everything that's a fight. You don't know where to run. You don't know where to sit. You don't know what to think. As soon as the car come up in the driveway, your whole body go haywire. And they know that. That's what they want. It's called control. Control, intimidation, domination. All the signs of witchcraft. It just take those three elements to merge, and you got witchcraft. Look at this one. Cluster B said, gotta restore. God is a restorer. Less physical pain. She said no migraines, no opioids. She says, what is this? Since I started watching you, she said, old narcs, more evil, dangerous, NPD worse. She said, more evil as they age. Absolutely. Heather went back to that stare. She said, I remember that stare. Oh, yeah. She said, you're so right on, Jeannie. She said, black eyes when he assaulted me after she left him. This is Pillar of Light. She said, he cannot have access to my energy anymore. I love that. Access denied. Access denied. I'm not giving you a code in my life where you can come in and validate the pain that you caused me, yet you don't validate my misery. As a matter of fact, you blame me for being miserable because of the pain, and you think the pain you caused is my fault. Well, this Christmas is going to be different. This Christmas, we're going to make up our mind. This Christmas, we're going to have change, even if it means you just change. Don't look for them to change. You can't speak for them. You can't talk for them. You can't be responsible for them. You change, and then it changes. Yeah? Come on. She said, he cannot have access to my energy. Absolutely. Total no contact. Pillar of Light, that's awesome right there. She said, yes, seeing them black eyes. Pure horror. Why? Because the Bible said the eyes is the light of the body. There was no light in them. None. As a matter of fact, when they looked at you, it's like they stared through your soul. And once you see this, you will never forget that stare, because you see how they hate you. And you wonder, why do he hate me so? Because that's in his spirit. Yeah, that's who they are. A lot of times we want them to be what we want it to be. No, they who they are. She said, come on, Pillar. You have to overcome that devil's son. You know, you have to go to the place of strength, and you have to go to the place of change. Jesus is that place for me. Who's that place for you? Because you have to get the insight. That's 5 to 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make your choice. Once you make your choice, don't move. You're not ready when a decision is made. You're ready when you have strategy. Strategy places everything where it's supposed to be, and it always have a timeline with it. If you have no timeline, you have no plan. Take a timeline with measure upon measure, precept upon precept. Thank you so much for that. And who gave me that? Thank you so much, Tiffany, for blessing me. And once you plan that, control your mouth. Don't tell a narcissist that you're leaving. It's like telling the narcissist, you are a narcissist. All hell is getting ready to break loose. Mount St. Helens is getting ready to erupt. It's like telling a robber that you overheard the conversation that he's going to break into your neighbor's house. Your life is at jeopardy. No. You be quiet. You allow the plans. You allow the strategy. You allow the wisdom. and you move on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 seconds from the download of a thought to make a decision. It comes in your mind as a strategy, as an opportunity. But within 7 seconds, you make a decision. And that decision may take several months. It may take several weeks. But you have to put a strategy to it. Don't just leave. Especially you have children. You can be charged with abducting his children. Don't do it. Use the wisdom. 5 seconds to make a decision. As much time as you need to strategize that decision. Tiffany said, thank you for your blessing. She said, that is my problem, my mouth. Oh, yeah. If you have a malignant narcissist, you don't need to get your lips pumped. They get pumped anyway. You got to learn to control your mouth because a narcissist can't stand the pressure of you being right. And a lot of times, you may be saying the right thing in your anger, and it's the true thing in your anger, but you pay the price for it. Sometimes it's best to be quiet. Sometimes it really is. Now listen to this. She said, there's the problem in my mouth. However, I'm getting better with that. She said, been a long road for sure. Yeah, that's the wisdom of learning and growing. She said, my mouth, Lord knows. Yeah, be wise, because if there's children, once you suffer, everybody else suffers. Heather, mixed son, you get there. She said, I did. Hold your counsel. Absolutely. See, I love the wisdom of these women on here. When you get the women that got the years and the seniority on their belt, you know, when you get 60 like we are, you know, it can be something to deal with this situation. But you don't have to stay. Pray. You don't have to delay. Pray. Never move without wisdom. Don't move because you can or you want to get back at the narcissist and you know you're going to have to come back. Coming back is worse than not leaving, because the narcissist is going to make you pay for leaving. They never, ever, ever, ever really forgive because they're so wonderful to themselves. They can't see why you left. So they make you pay as long as you're with them. They will never get over it. Raquel said, internet went out on me and I had to let my goats out. Oh, okay. She said, I pawned my engagement ring he gave me and I bought a pet pig. Okay. Raquel, how did you put that together? Cluster B free, thank you. She said, I can do this, it's right. She said, binge watching, Apostle Helen, show me the way to quietly escape. Gray Rock and Jesus is the way. Thank you so much, Karen. Marcia said, I'm learning how to coerce. I think, is that what you're trying to say? Control. She said, some places have laws against it. Well, you got to be careful. As long as there's something with that control, he can. Guys, I hope we don't go out, but that telephone may make this go out. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay. Let me see what we have. Tiffany said, fact, thank you for your encouragement, Pillar. She said, week, no contact after 4 years. Good job, Charmaine. Raquel said, yes, Marcia. Camilla said, Mom, I think that I finally seen your Christmas tree. Okay, Camilla, we'll talk about that at another time. How about that? She said, your videos are always helpful. You know, I believe there's a way that we can tell the truth without destroying people, because you're in such a tremendous, horrific, stressful relationship. Sometimes we have to watch how we tell it, you know, because it's the truth. Sometimes some of you can take it just boom, a hit in the belly. But some of you, you have to stroke your hair as we talk, because you just have been through too much. It's like being in a tub with acid. You know, no matter what you do, nothing is right. This holiday season, you have a right to be happy. You waited all year. Let's make some decisions. Let's make some decisions for ourselves, like Pillar said. And then Karen, I think 33 years. Karen, that's a long time. That's a whole life. 33 years that you've given yourself to someone. And at the end of that, you still got the conclusion really that you had earlier in your years. Because a serial cheater is going to cheat. No matter what you give them, a serial liar is going to lie. They're going to idolize you in the beginning and make sure you trauma bonded in the end. And that way, when they come from that Hoover will make you say yes when you're trauma bonded. Because once you go back to a narcissist, expect the worst. It's not going to be the same. You know, the scripture is so amazing. It says that when a spirit is gone out of a man, he walks in dry and desolate places, seeking rest and find none. That he said that I will go back to my house. He laid claim to that house. And he find the house swept and garnished. And he take it with himself 7 more wicked than himself. And they enter that house and totally overthrow it. So when you take a narcissist, remember that situation. You are taking in 7 more, and they're going to overthrow the first stance. Anytime you take an evil that has been dismissed and you try to rebuild on something that has been destroyed, there's going to be more work and there's going to be more danger. You can't risk that. When you're trying to get up, when you're trying to rebuild, and you can always rebuild your life. Remember that. Don't let anyone tell you you can't rebuild. But many of you is after broken ribs, black eyes, knocked out teeth, bankruptcy. No matter what you do, and your children is growing up, now your children is fighting. And from a narcissist, some of your children are narcissists, and then some of them may be empath that are being crushed by a situation until they know what they are. And one thing about the scapegoat speak out loud. You know, you're going to beat them, hit them, but they don't care. The scapegoat can be the strongest one in the family because they're going to tell you the truth. But some scapegoats are like empath. They get crushed until they learn who they are. And once they learn who they are, they grow up to be super empath. Very, very powerful, very stern, very knowledge. And many of them that disengage, many of them don't come back. Once you go to a super empath, they gone. They do not come back. But those who do go through worse trauma. And usually a super empath can only be overthrown by a greater or ultra narcissist. Because a regular narcissist can't handle a super empath. They run over them, leave them. They discard. But you never underestimate your narcissist. Because there are different grades, different levels, different depths, different economic status, different behavior modes, and different triggers. Because some of them are very dangerous. One time may be a fatal time. So you have to wake up and know what's in your midst. When you got a narcissist that's making sure that your holiday is the most miserable when it's your family, you trust that? You trust that? It took 12 months to get here. And I couldn't skip a month. I couldn't skip a day. And you trust that? Absolutely not. The only person going to be miserable is the narcissist. Because I'm agreeing with it ain't nothing funny. Come on, y'all. Raquel said, Father, continue to bless them and keep them in your safekeeping. Okay, where did she go? Where did she go? Where did she go? Boy, y'all putting safekeeping in the midnight in Jesus' name. Some of you all are writing really fast here. She said, you're like an angel. Jesus coming soon. See you when he comes, and we will be together. Absolutely. But you know what, Princess? Before he comes, there's some work he wants us to do. There's some people he wants us to help. There's some souls he wants out. Because we don't have to expect him to come and then we're miserable. Some of your problem is it's hard for you to leave. That's what some of your problem is. It's hard for you to get out of danger. House burning up, but it's hard for you to leave. But if you holler fire and the fireman is telling you there's the front door, it's not on fire. Get down. so you won't inhale the smoke. And come through the front door. Keep crawling, crawl low, because there's a fire in the house. We never told you it was easy. We told you all things are possible. You know, you want to get down to seriousness. And I know what I'm saying. I know it's very difficult for some of you. But you know you have no other alternative. How many years does it take? How many slaps does it take? How many hits does it take? Because you know he's going to isolate you. She's going to isolate you. Because there are some women that beat men. They fight them. And the men won't hit her back because he know he's going to hurt her. So she count him as weak. And then he's too embarrassed to tell anybody. But there are some vicious women. Well, the dog is biting. And the only way to keep from being bit again is to get out of his vicinity. She said it took 20 years to replace those teeth. This is Adriana. See? She said, you're so blessed to have a mother like this who follows Jesus. You know what? There's no other way. Legions are many, absolutely. Super empath here. He was an ultra narc since I got out. She said, I stayed out. Malignant, somatic, vulnerable psychopath. You know, you got a lot of adjectives to that, but once you say psychopath, that's crazy right there. And that you made it out is a blessing. Karen said, no contact is healing. Watch Apostle Helen's videos will help in resisting their hoover. She said, I was trauma bonded, and it was a chemical addiction from my own brains. And the verbal and emotional abuse was far worse. I love her. You know why I love her? I love the way she put things. I love the way Karen put things. I love her. I love her. And that's the way it is. An addiction from your own brain. Your brain release those neurons. And that transmit into code. And those codes are decoded from the image of your mind. And it's sent throughout your system. And your system want to line up. Because the message comes from your brain for your body to follow. Let's make this holiday what it should be to you and your children. And when you can't, be like the little boy. He was told to sit down. He sat down. But in his mind, he said, I'm standing up in my mind. Stand up in your faith. Stand up in your belief. Stand up in your confidence. I'm telling you, you do this, there's no way you can stay in an abusive and deadly situation. Life is too huge for you not to enjoy it. Oh, life is waiting for you to grab it. It's waiting. And once you do, you know what you're going to say? What took me so long? Why did I wait so long? And one day, you'll find the right person to show you what it is to be ravished by their love. And you will walk through the sons of Solomon. Try reading it sometime. It's a blessing. Marcia said, coercive control is about using abuse, bullying to control, and sometimes it is used in divorce proceedings. Narc is like, they like to control others. I was watching the video about narcissism, and I'm in my 60s. Oh, Marcia, I know we older women. She's a super empath here as well. It's 10 years of going on, 4 years free. Oh, we're applauding you. Tiffany. He tried to take my life. I survived in the name of Jesus. Father, we thank you. We applaud you for her being here. What a story. Hallelujah, Sister Tiffany. I'm applauding too. Adriana said the family narc just died. The family narc just died. And all the flying monkeys are looking for bananas now. Oh, girl, you ought to quit. Raquel said, oh, wow. Tiffany literally punched me 3 times while I was driving. Gave me a concussion. See, no way. She said, amen. I'm single for 4 years now, and I don't want anything but Jesus. Girl, I'm giving you a high five. Recovery is very possible. Stay strong, tribe. Absolutely, Tiffany. He will be judged for everything he does. Believe it or not, it already started. What do you think it feels like to have holes and you got people that love you and you can't love? You won't come out. If the house is burning and the door right there, you can tell a person, come out, but he won't come out. He's going to die in the house, even though your best efforts did not move him. You can't force a person to do. You can only instruct them. Narcissists are their own teacher, professor, and scholar. And to everybody else, they're underneath them and stupid. And a lot of times we let them get away with so much. That's why many other supplies suffer. Because somebody have to make a stand and say, this won't work. This won't work for me. Tiffany, I'm so glad that God kept you and God freed you. I am so glad he didn't kill you. A psychopath, guys, don't feel anything. They don't remorse. They don't remit anything they've done. They'll do it again and again. And your last breath don't bother them. Your screams, your torments don't bother them. They're one of the worst narcissists. Because some narcissists will try to identify through mirroring your sympathy. But the psychopath is very cunning. He's like a fox. And his voice will woo you right into what they want if your standard's not high in God. That's why we have to make this Christmas a different Christmas. All right, we're counting down now. Let's go 20 minutes and we're out. Yeah. Heather said, amen. I pray that this Christmas is wonderful for you because it can be. And it can be the best ever. But what you have to do is make up in your mind, I refuse to be swallowed up this Christmas. I refuse to cry all day. I refuse to look at the door and wait till he comes or listen for his footsteps or just a little door slamming, knowing that it's the car. Even if he came in angry, you say, at least I haven't. But you never did. And who you were with, I think the hardest thing is to realize it was all a lie. That I wasn't really with him. It was a character he played with me because he's different with her. And soon he loses himself. So he lives off the mirror of others because he don't know who he is. It's too much, too many. And when you finally wake up and you realize you done lived 25 years of lies, that this not even a person. And then when you finally see him with someone, he really wasn't a person. You said, who is this? The one you was with for 25 years. He curtailed to your design because that's what it took for you. But he curtailed to her design because that's what it took for her. And who you were with don't even exist. And they will never exist again. Because once they leave and they cheat, you will never get back what you had. Because now she's with him. And she will be with you in a soul tie. Isn't that something? Come on, let's get this. Adriana said, I feel safe now. I used to be an extrovert. She said, but now I enjoy my quiet inner world where I focus myself on great healing. Good job. And cluster B, free caring. The freedom experienced in being free from cluster B, somatic narc, is awesome. She said, I got over the desire for him, but learn from your destiny helper. She said, in lockdown 2020, he threatened me to beat me again. I can't do this. Absolutely, Karen. That needs to be said about a lot of people. I said what I said. I said what I said. She said, I've been receiving the silent treatment. Discard. to punish me for the holidays. I don't know what I did, but I hid the fact that I enjoyed peace without them. You know what? I said what I said. Go to the beginning of this video. You're going to see your words were so exact, and the comments that was made for those exact words. You didn't do anything, princess. You exist. That made them angry. You did not do anything. Do not hold yourself accountable or hostage for someone else's foul behavior. You don't do it. You did not do anything. And that's usually the case. Raquel said yes. Watch from the beginning. The narcissist cannot handle your peace because they don't have it. They can't handle your joy. They don't have it. Even those who say they're Christians, and you look and question, how can you do what you do? Because they don't have it. Anybody can say, but Christianity is becoming and being. Remember that. She said, thank you. I will replay this. Absolutely. Because you said an exact statement. Raquel says, sorry what happened to me. I'm sorry you're going through this. Absolutely. She said, the darn hates the light. The darkness hate the light. Absolutely. It feels unreal. It does. You can't believe that someone who love bombed you so good is now this evil. If a person can demonstrate that and they are operating in I did a video called The Narcissist and the alternate reality. Look at that video. Because many of them are living out of their mind, out of their memory. And you can see their life and you said, that remind me of some movie he saw, some movie she saw. Because they live the reality. They watch movies and they live them. They try to be those characters because they don't know who they are. You said, really? Yeah. When you serial cheat and you mirror, how can you? In those files, if you keep those notes, they don't all land in your memory without you going back over it. Think about it. And Cluster B said, realize he never loved me. Narcs are fake people doing the initial love bombing. She's a person I love never exists. He just mirrored me back to me. She said, now he's running around being my personality and my words. Absolutely. 33 years, he got a lot of them too. She said, because the light shines in the darkness and realize the bad things that they do, they hate that. That's why they hate you, because they hate themselves. She said, I was told that there is a thin line between love and hate. That's not true. There's a big line between love and hate. It's just like night and day. Well, that's a big line, because the day is light and the night is dark. It's not a thin line. Love don't get that close to hate. No, love is hate inside out, because all the enemy can do is hate. He can't love. He's a dead spirit walking. And so when you love is so vast. It's away from it. And so there's not a thin line between love and hate. It's a different line, a much different line in feelings, in emotion, in recognition. It is definitely a big line. It's not a thin line, because people get confused with that. She said, mine told me God doesn't have a problem with what he does and it's doing. He would allow him to live, even save him from a horrible, ATV crash. And he's not believing what I was hearing. I could not believe what I was hearing, because they believe that they're right. He had me and the ex fighting for years. Oh my God. Their mess. Tiffany said, absolutely. He simply looked up and said, God, you hear this, right? And walked off, because he wanted to intimidate you. She said, butcher knife is one of the hand Bible. Butcher knife is one hand Bible in the other. Oh my God. Me too, Heather. Simply diabolical, Rachel. Absolutely. But you know, we as believers need to walk in our power, walk in our authority. If the Bible said, we believe it. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Think about that. So there's weapons, but they can't form and they won't prosper. Where they do form, they just don't prosper. And what you got to do now is realize that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that God made you with a purpose. He told Jeremiah, I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. So when you was in the loins of your dad, that had no form to it, because he was all liquid inside of him until the mother came and her womb helped that seed, that spermatozoa, to form. Well, that's what happens when you make decisions, sound decisions in hard places. The seed get together with a womb and fertilize it and make that decision to form. Give solidity to the decision and strategy. And once you strategize with major instructions and strategy, you will formulate beautiful. You will build beautifully. And many of you that have kids for the first time, those kids are free. They're not jumping. They're not scared. They're not having nightmares. They're not wetting themselves or defecating on themselves because dad's voice, they hear his voice, and the house goes to scramble. Those days will be over and your nervous system will relax. And the stress will leave your life. And the little pockets that are under your eyes and the wrinkles that begin to get in your face and the sleepless nights you have as you roll and turn. But you make sure you don't touch them, because if you do, we got the incident all over again that caused you to be restless. You can do this. You can have this. You can be this. Life is meant for you, and it looks beautiful on you. I pray that this is a very awesome, awesome Christmas. And I want to say Merry Christmas to you. Life is too big for you to be left out of it. I am looking forward to our next live. Please forgive me for the times that I'm not right on, but I'm making a real effort with my schedule to be more frequent. I want to be. And so I'm planning to be. I come on Clubhouse Pacific Standard Time, 7:45 every Monday. Join me. And those of you who want to write me, Destiny Hepper 12s at gmail.com. Destiny Hepper 12s at gmail.com. If you want a life coach session with me, call me. I'll give you the number to my office once you write me at Destiny Hepper 12s at gmail.com. This has been a glorious time. I'm going to read these few and then we're going to end this broadcast. Charlene says, I pray for them because I know God got us. Absolutely. And this is that Bama's Sweet? Bama Sweet. And she says, let me get what she says here. I got to find her again. Mama, where are you? All right. I was going to read her statement before we leave. Here she goes. She said, I created business and even created a business plan for a church. The narc that I was married to wants to take credit for my creation. Of course. That's what they do. Yeah. At your expense. She said he had me and his ex also conflicted in triangulation. He married her, so they have each other. Oh my God, yep. That discard. She said, when is your live times and days? Well, I haven't put a permanent live time and days because my schedule is so tremendous. But if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and push that bell, every time I come on, you will be alerted. So could you work with me for right now until my time become a little more condensed, so I can schedule my time in? How about that? And if I come on, it would definitely be on a Monday or Wednesday night. How about that? So that's coming soon. So listen up for it. All right? And listen to this. She said, Merry Christmas, Helen. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Oh, Heather, I am giving you a hug and a kiss. Thank you so much. Thank you, Danielle. That's what Rocket said. And Marcel said, for all of your advice, you're never too old to learn. Girl, you better tell it. I didn't know about the narcissist or narcissism years ago when I was filing for divorce. She said, your advice is so necessary for single and married people. Absolutely. Blessing and favor of God be with you. Thank you so much. She said, amen. While my ex went back to old supply, Miss Helen pulled me in, and I am forever thankful. She said, I need you and your word. Oh, thank you so much. It won't be easy. It's now. It's not now. Absolutely. She's a, and also you, Sister Heather. Thank you for this morning. Spirit nutrition. Ooh, Adrian, good job. Thank you. Cluster B said, this is my first Merry Christmas in 33 years. Emmanuel, God is with us, and so is Apostle Helen. You can enjoy life no matter how long it's been with the narcs. Finally, divorce last week. School starts 2022. Good job. She said, what a testament, Charmaine. Hallelujah. Thank you for my Merry Christmas. She said, first time being here. Let me get her again. First time being here, and I feel better. I thank you all for being here. You are so welcome, Charmaine. She said that that religious knot. Absolutely. He is a religious knot, a pastor in the church. Now the bishop is seeing him for the lies he is. So now he and the bishop of the church is now butting heads. And I'm so glad I'm divorced from the narc. Absolutely. Whoa, cluster be free. She said, even my dogs have anxiety. Oh my God. They just get the whole house. Danielle said, you are so welcome. I love you. And Boss Bama's Sweet said, I'm free. Raquel said, Stacy. Oh, y'all greeting each other. Good job. She said, I look forward to the knock-free holiday. Consistent peace of mind in my kids' future. Praise be to God for deliverance. Thank you, Danielle. She said, so happy for Cluster B. Have a very Merry Christmas. I know we're rejoicing. She's moving on down the line after 33 years. Thank you, Apostle. Merry Christmas, everyone. You know what? Feliz Navidad. I wish you a happy Merry Christmas. And if nobody celebrate with you, just celebrate with Jesus. He will be a partner that will be on time, and he will be faithful, and he's dependable. I want you to know that we love you so much. And Rockets are also you, Sister Stacy. Amen. Mwah. Remember, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you push that bell. Every time I come on, you will be alerted. And I'm going to try to come on more. I really enjoy these lives. There's so much wisdom that be on these lines and encouraging one another. Happy holidays. Celebrate with you, Father, who's always there. Absolutely, Raquel. Obama, sweet say, Merry Christmas. Raquel, give us her love. All right, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for joining us, and I really appreciate my moderator, Danielle. You are a real blessing, and thank you for being there for me and with me. God bless you. She said, I'm happy I can share the love of Jesus here. Absolutely. Merry Christmas, Jennifer. I said what I said blessing and favor to you. Okay, good night, everyone. Well, good morning. What does Kim say? She says, since I've seen and had the experience with the narcissist, my mind, eyes are definitely open up. She said, the Pandora to the stranger. She said, I would have never imagined ever this ever existed. God led me back to me. Absolutely. Salt and sugar, thank you so much. Raquel, God bless you. Kim, have an awesome Christmas. Marcia, we love you. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. I'm out. Good night. And please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure that you push that bell. And every time I come on, we can get back together again. And let's talk about it. Let's help one another. I pray that you have a very, very Merry Christmas. Shalom. And let it be one of your best. God bless you.